So we're going to do 10 tools in like 18 minutes instead.
No,
No?
we're good. Hey, I'm a big deal here. We'll do it in 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. You're Rob.
So I'm John, and that's Rob. You can tell that by the beard. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. So we're just two old guys who like to look at the sea. And the reason that that's important, slow down and breathe, Rob, it's okay. The reason that's important is that we've been around a bit. We've talked to a few people, we've worked with a few companies, we've seen some things.
We have seen some things.
Yeah, my beard is grayer than yours.
Well, right now my beard is grayer than yours.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Normally, my beard is grayer than his. And what we want to do, what we want to do is give that to John and say, take it away, buddy.
Oh, no. That's kind of scary. So, we are, because we're old biker rebels, as we said in our previous session, we like to use productivity tools to make our lives easier because, let's face it, if you've been in my session, I'll tell you, I am a lazy DBA. I want to make my life as easy as possible. Screen to GIF is one of my favorite tools. Vicky Harp from Microsoft, if you know Vicky, she's super smart, super brilliant. She introduced me to this tool a couple years ago. You can actually, and she used it when she was doing like production or product development work. When she needed somebody to repo a problem, you can actually record your screen and turn it into a GIF and then send that GIF on. What you're seeing here is actually a recording of Rob and I flipping a coin to make the decision if we're going to do 10 tools in 20 minutes or 20 tools in 20 minutes. Because heads won, we have 10 tools in 20 minutes. It's a free tool. You download it, you install it, you record your action, and you just simply put it to a GIF. And we're out of time for that tool.
No, we're still here.
Still here?
Yeah. We've lost our...
Oh, it's going to rotate. Oh, no. Well, we don't need to...
We got nothing on there. Look, see? Looks good here.
Oh, we're back.
Woohoo!
We're back. Don't breathe on it.
So, Chocolatey. Does everybody know what Chocolatey is? Yeah. Okay. So for those who don't, Chocolatey is a way of installing everything that you need onto a machine. So it's a really super way of setting up an environment exactly as you like it. Now, I'm an automation person, and having Chocolatey means that when I get a new laptop, literally what I do is open it up and sign in and run my Chocolatey script. And that will install my Management Studio, my Azure Data Studio, PowerShell 7, Redgate tooling, Git, all of the things that I need. I get all of those put through using Chocolatey, and then my machine is set up exactly how I want it. When it is then time to update, I can just run choco update all, and it'll go and check, is everything correct, does all the updates, everything goes through. You can even install DBA tools with it. Now, it's free for us as individual users, and they have corporate versions available to enable you to do all of the corporate things that are needed. But Chocolatey absolutely is a super, super tool. I don't even need this, because what happens now is it's John's turn.
It's my turn. Notepad++. I don't even remember when I got introduced to Notepad++, but who else here just opens up some random Notepad, WordPad, Word, Excel, whatever. Notepad++ is, another good option is Sublime. But Notepad++ is one of my favorites because it's got a very large amount of things that you can do with it. Who views like XML? Anybody open up an XML plan or execution plan in XML? So like Notepad++ has a bunch of extensions that you can download, but is my go-to Notepad editor. So no matter what I need text-wise, here's another good one. Have anybody ever copied text from like Microsoft Word and you copy it and paste it into like Microsoft Teams and the formatting is all jacked up? It's got a black background, the fonts are wrong, it's the wrong color. I use Notepad++ to actually remove all that formatting. Paste it into Notepad++, and you get just the raw contents of the text. So some of the another good extension that comes with Notepad++, and it's free.
Just say.
It'll handle larger size files.
Volunteers will deal with it.
You can change obviously the color, dark mode, light mode, but it also has a free SQL syntax formatter. So you can install that extension and format your T-SQL nice and clean, because who here likes messy T-SQL?
I do.
Not me. You do?
Yeah.
That's because you're weird.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ooh, look at that.
Look at this.
Now it's Rob's turn.
It's my turn. Everything is amazing. And I've just ticked off something I didn't know was on my bucket list, which was supporting a speaker who's in the Ukraine whilst giving a session, which is pretty cool. So
You're doing wonderful.
When you search for stuff in Windows and you're using Windows Explorer or you're using PowerShell and you're querying those Windows APIs, it's really quick, isn't it? No. Everything does things really quickly. And the reason is because it uses the underlying NT-something database, and it uses that to get its query and get its index. And when you look at our slides, the links are all there, you'll see that it can query. There's a large number of files in that remote directory. So that is actually a share on my NAS box. And everything will search them in 1 point something seconds, and Windows File Explorer will search them in, I don't know, 10, 15, 20. So everything, super good. Also has a PowerShell module that comes along with it, so you can literally search everything, which I think is just fantastic. Oh, look at this, 10, 5. I wonder what's next, because I have no idea.
I'm not sure what's next.
Oh, no, it's cool.
I think I might know what's next.
Okay,
We're about to find out. Your mouse is doing something on there.
John's turn. Oh, please
Once
be
it
John's
flips over.
turn. It's John's turn.
Beyond Compare. So many years ago, I got introduced to Beyond Compare. Who here has struggled trying to compare text files against each other or folders against each other? Usually in my DBA world, customers will send me scripts. Hey, what's different? Why is this executing differently? Why are we getting a different execution plan? What's going on? And I've always struggled with finding a good tool that would actually allow me to easily and quickly compare those two files. I've also used this tool to compare entire folder contents. There is, I believe that it's pseudo-free for like 60 days, and then there is a license to it. That license cost for personal use is relatively small. I think it's like $20 or $30 US. But it's a fantastic tool to quickly and easily identify differences between various files. So now when my customers send me scripts, or I have to go onto a file server that's got tons and tons of files that I have to look through, or folders that I have to look through, I can now use Beyond Compare to quickly identify those changes. Now, I know that sounds simple, but this tool, again, makes my life easy because I am that lazy DBA. I want to make my job easier, so this is one of those tools that I use, and I included it.
You're efficient, not lazy.
I'm efficient. I'd like to be efficient. Rob's trying to recorrect me. I'm not lazy, I'm efficient. And now,
Training.
That's
my turn. I get to talk about something else. What am I talking about? Oh, I'm talking about 1Password. Okay, so 1Password I think is totally amazing. It is paid for. I do have to pay money for this. But it means that I can ensure that my wife and my parents are safe, that we have secure passwords that are not shared among different accounts, because that's really important. We can put our MFAs in here. You can have shared vaults, so the things that the family need to have access to, you can put into there. Passport details, driving license details, all of those things. You can include all of your multi-factor authentication as well. But also, as an event organizer, sometimes I need to say, hey, John, I need to give you access to this thing. But I don't want to give John access to all of my passwords. Maybe I just want to give it to him temporarily. I can actually share a password securely with John. So he gets a 1Password link. He's able to make use of it. It can have a time expiry on it, have all of those things. It also has Watchtower, which is going to say, since the last time you told me that you changed the password, have we had any breaches notified about this service? So when you open up 1Password, it'll go, bing, hang on a minute, X has been breached, and you haven't changed your password. Go do something about it. So really super good. It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
You've got royalties.
But hang on, before I go.
Is that a spelling mistake?
What?
Royalties.
No, it's royalties.
Okay.
Who manages multiple RDP sessions in their environment? So I'm a consultant. So at any given time, I manage on any given week, anywhere from 9 to 10 clients every single day, right? So I touch a wide number of environments. I have a client who is in Azure, and their number of VMs that they manage and or that I could potentially touch is in a very large number. Let's just put it that way. I tried the Windows. Windows has a component that you can manage RDP sessions. My good friend, Argenis Fernandez, actually turned me onto this tool. There is a cost to it. Again, for a personal license, it's relatively nominal. It's not that much. But one of the beauties I really like about RoyalTS is it does a couple things. One, I can organize all of my client RDP sessions into multiple folders. So it's organized how I want it and how it works for my workflow. I can manage credentials. I can actually RDP through an SSH host or a session if I want, if that's what I need to do. If I need to connect to, a good example is I've got a Linux box and my own Azure subscription. I can use that. The other thing I like is my entire list of connections is a single file in my Dropbox that I synchronize across all my devices.
Hey.
Okay, it's your turn, sorry.
So.
Is it playing?
It's playing.
There you go.
Am I doing VS Code?
I don't know what you're doing.
I can't remember. Literally, I can't remember.
I think it's VS Code.
Is it VS Code?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's VS Code. So this is our pre-con. This is a demo of our pre-con. And if this is VS Code, we are running PowerShell. And I love to use VS Code because I can work not only with PowerShell, but also with any other language. I can work with any file type. I can do my comparisons. I can connect to Linux hosts. I can do everything. This is Git. I'm supposed to be talking about source control.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is, but that's okay.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm sorry, folks.
Minor technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just go like...
That's fine.
No, just do the next one, please. Why are we not going to the next slide, John?
YouTube has commandeered. Okay,
Please,
so
please
back to my
YouTube
turn.
Docker.
So Docker, who here has tried to stand up virtual machines quickly? For development reasons or anything else? Who here has messed around with Docker or containers? Yeah, about half the crowd, maybe, give or take, a little less. So Docker is one of my choices because one, I run a mixed environment. I've got a Windows machine for work, but I really like my Mac. And I'm one of those hybrid people that like both machines. Docker allows me to pull down predetermined images of SQL Server and run it very, very quickly on my Macintosh or my Windows machine, which allows me to stand up development environments very, very quickly if I need to. Here's a good example. That's actually a screenshot, I think, of my Docker machine, or my images. The screen's probably a little small, but you can see I've got some PHP, some MySQL. I had a client that had an issue with MySQL. I am not a MySQL DBA, but I'm their only DBA, so guess who got the work? Yours truly. Using Docker, I was able to actually download a PHP MyAdmin image, a MySQL image onto my Macintosh, and fire them up and do what my client needed me to do without really having to, how do I install PHP, how do I install MySQL, or go through all that rigmarole. I could use Docker to quickly and easily facilitate my needs.
Docker is absolutely amazing. Where I was talking about Visual Studio Code, this is when I should have been talking about Visual Studio Code. But that session, that was our pre-con with Jess, and we had 2 containers that we set up running in a dev container that we were able to use Visual Studio Code for. And it meant that no matter what happened, if we broke everything, we could just rebuild our containers. Everything was there and ready for us. It meant that anybody who attended the session was able to spin it up, like John said, on any particular operating system and have the same thing. But best of all, we could do it all in Visual Studio Code. And the reason Visual Studio Code is the last one in this list is because outside of royalty, it will do pretty much all of the things that we had in our list. It will do the comparisons. It will work with Docker. Yep. It will work with PowerShell. It will do all of the Git and the source control, make sure everything's right. Visual Studio Code is without doubt the best free editing tool you can have. If you're not using it, I highly recommend that you start going and exploring, looking at how to start with it, whichever language that it is for you, because once you get into the habit of understanding how it does IntelliSense, how you can use snippets within Visual Studio Code, when somebody says, can you do a JSON thing? You're like, yeah, sure, I can do a JSON thing. So, last slide. Same for every speaker, every session you go to. What we would like is we would like some feedback. I don't mind whether it's good or it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, the most important word is why. Why is it good or why is it bad? My name is John, and that is
I'm Rob.
Thank you very much.